Hare Krishna. Yesterday we were talking about the two types of living beings, the divine and the demoniac. The divine are the law abiders of God, and the demoniac are the lawbreakers who suffer in this world. And they keep on rotating in the cycle of birth and death. So, when Lord Krishna explains about these two categories in the 16th chapter of Gita, he tells Arjuna that you are born of divine nature, Arjuna. You are fortunate, you are blessed, he says. But amongst those who are blessed by divine nature of being a law abider of God, there are also two categories in that also. Uh, One category are called pious, another one is called spiritual. Both are counted as divine because they both align with laws of God. So, what is the nature of the pious people in this world? They want to adjust themselves to the difficulties posed by the material nature, Durga. And they create some facility by which they can make their material life a little better than before. Instead of suffering this much, I suffer a little less. That is their goal. Mhm. So you will find that that is the reason in the Vedic pantheon, many people actually go to the temple and pray to God for good education or wealth or good partner in life or success in business, mm, or relief from suffering arising from some disease. So these are very common in this world. But amongst those who pray to various devatas, uh, those who come to Krishna are superior because they come to the right ultimate person. Uh, Why? Because Harim Vina Mrityum Na Taranti. The Vedas say that without Lord Krishna, nobody can take a jiva out of this material world. Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnur Evana Samshaya, it is said. The only person who can take the jiva out of this material world is Vishnu or Krishna. वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तं आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तम एव विद्वान् अतिमृत्युमेति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते अयनाय. See, this verse says, I know that one supreme Lord who is Purushottama, whose body is glowing like millions of suns, and that person, tam eva vidwan atimrityumeti, by knowing him only, the soul can get emancipation out of this world. Na anyapanta, there is no other way, he says. Which means while all the demigods can be put on one side, as people who give you some facilities to make your material life a little better in this world, with better health or better wealth, hmm, or better comforts within the material world, like providing some comfort within a jail. On the other hand, you can put the Supreme Lord who can take the soul out of this material world, huh, beyond this world. Na anyapanta, there is no other way, he says. And therefore, intelligent people who have come to the lotus feet of Krishna, they are mm, not only pious, they can actually become spiritual. But in Krishna's devotees also, there are pious category, which Krishna says, Chaturvida bhajante mam, jana sukritinojana, arto jigyasu artharthi jnani. They are all pious category, mixed devotees. Because they have either come for relief from suffering, or for wealth, or out of curiosity, or to get more knowledge about Krishna, and understand Him. So these are the four people who come. So if we remain pious, then we will try to make our material life a little better, but we will be going to heavenly planets, sometimes in earthly planet, sometimes a king, sometimes an ordinary citizen, sometimes a demigod, sometimes a dog. One can actually keep on rotating in the cycle of birth and death. So, therefore, those who go to Krishna only for material benefits are called the pious materialists. uh. So, we don't want to become pious materialists, we want to become spiritualists. Therefore, in the eighth offense against the holy name, it is said, don't think the chanting of Hare Krishna is like some pious material activity where you chant Hare Krishna and you can get good marks in the exam. Or you chant Hare Krishna, you can get promotion to heavenly planets. Or you chant Hare Krishna, you can become free from some disease. The chanting of Hare Krishna is not done for anything other than to awaken love for God. That's the only goal. So we want to become spiritual. We don't want to become a pious materialist. So now in spiritual also, there are two. Who are they? Those who want relief from the cycle of birth and death. They are frustrated with the material world. They want to get rid of the material world. And they are called jnanis. But those who are bhaktas, they actually want only loving service to the Lord, either in the spiritual world or in the material world, either in the heavenly planets or in hellish planets. When Srila Prabhupada came to America, some hippies told him, "We are very sorry to bring you to such a dirty place like Bawari, Prabhupada." Prabhupada said, "Why do you say it's dirty? This is Vaikuntha," he said. "Why it's Vaikuntha, spiritual world?" "Because you are all chanting Hare Krishna. Wherever there is chanting of Lord's names, that place becomes spiritual. It can be even as degraded as the Bawari." So for a pure devotee of the Lord, they don't see difference between hell and heaven. Uh, Wherever there is Krishna's holy name sung, wherever devotees are dancing, wherever devotees are worshipping the Lord, offering bhoga to Him, dressing Him, decorating Him, putting up festivals for Him, that is Vaikuntha for a devotee. In fact, in the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the devatas are praying, "Na yatra Vaikuntha katha sudhapaga, na sadhavo bhagavatastada na yatra yajnesha maha mahotsava, makha mahotsava, सुरेश लोकोऽपि न वैससेव्यताम् किं दुष्करैर्न कृतभिस्तपोव्रतैर्दानादिभिर्बाधुज्येन फल्गुना न यत्र नारायणपादपङ्कजः स्मृतिप्रमुष्टा अतिशयेन्द्रियोत्सवात्." The devatas are praying, "My dear Lord, where you are not glorified, where festivals are not celebrated in your glory, where devotees are not singing your holy names, where your pastimes are not being described, where the sacrificial fire is not lit on and when people are not worshipping you, such a place is good for nothing, even if it is heavenly planets. We don't want to go to heaven. In fact, we are becoming forgetful of you because we are indulging in sense gratification. Atishaya Indriya Utsavat Smriti Pramushta, they are saying. Our Smriti has become Pramushta, forgotten. Na yatra Narayana Pada Pankaja, we are unable to remember your lotus feet because we have dampened our spiritual life by a touch of sense gratification in the form of wealth, women, and all those things. So they are saying that let us go to earth where the devotees are coming together at Radha Gopi Vallabha temple. And they are chanting and dancing to your holy name, worshipping the Lord. In this way they are leading. So devatas are eager to come from heaven to earth for practicing devotion service. So in essence, I told you, there is divine and demoniac, but in the divine, there is pious and spiritual. In the spiritual, there are jnanis and bhaktas. Jnanis want to relax in the bliss of Brahman by getting rid of cycle of birth and death. So they are also eye-centered. On the contrary, bhaktas, they are ready to go anywhere. You put me in heaven or hell or spiritual world, wherever your lotus feet is available for service, that is the only place I wish to go. So if we adopt this right attitude, then we are counted as not only spiritual, but we are devotees of Krishna. And how do you become a devotee of Krishna? We have to make ourselves an apprentice under a very sincerely and seriously practicing devotee. Just as when you join a company, you become an apprentice under somebody and they show you how to do things because the science is a very deep science, a great science, and it has to be systematically studied, learned, and practiced under the tutelage and supervision of a very sincere soul. Then only you will see that your progress is very rapid in the path of spiritual life. And the most important thing, Prabhupada says, you begin your spiritual life with chanting of the holy name. अतः श्रीकृष्णनामादि नभवेद्राह्यम् इन्द्रियैः सेवोन्मुखैः जिह्वादौ स्वयमेव सुरत्यदः. The tongue has two activities. One is to eat prasad, another one is to vibrate and speak. So we should eat only prasad and chant only the holy name or the glories of the Lord. This is the beginning of spiritual life. If you do this one thing, like there's a rudder in a ship. If you move the rudder slightly, the whole direction of the ship changes. Similarly, our tongue is like the rudder of the whole body. With the tongue, you do only two activities. Chant the holy name and take Krishna Prasad. By these two activities, you will see our whole existence becomes purified and we make a progressive march in the path of spiritual life back home, back to Godhead. Harinam Prabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.